Okay. Well, I'm here. I'm just trying to see what I have to do to get you people to talk to me. I guess it's all. It looks like everything should be working. Checking every box and everything seems to be working. So, all right, that's it. You know. Hey, everybody. How the hell are you? I gotta tell you something. They say it's 75 degrees down here. It feels like it's 90 degrees down here, and it's 100 in this room. So this will be a short one. I've been suffering from bad vertigo all day. I'm very dizzy. So I don't understand, you know. So I fade out. That's why my mind is fading in and out on me. All right, we're supposedly moving along here. We were discussing the fact that the stock market is 700 points down. At least it was the last time I looked at it. Might be back up, might be worse. I don't know. It's all about Trump's tariffs and the Greenland thing and everything else that's going on. You know, it's just Donald Trump. Along with that, on CNN, there is an article stating that there is people are looking and beginning to wonder about conflicts of interest. And I said, well, first of all, don't bother looking because they exist. And Trump's the leader of the pack. Trust me, he's making money every. This, the only way he can make money is by stealing it and be dishonest because he's just not smart enough to make a lot of money. And that may strike people as a dumb statement, but that's just the way it is. He's not smart enough to make a lot of money. He's not only destroying this economy in this country, he's destroying the planet with his lack of empathy towards climate. He was smart. He would invest in climate, and he could turn it around, and everybody would make money. But that's not the way it works, you know. Some moron's got a coal factory someplace that's his buddy, and he wants him to make money because he promised him he'd give him 30 or give him some money out of it, whatever percentage it is, 20, 30, 40, 50, or it doesn't really matter. Percentage of the business, the profits from the business. So Trump said, say, well, we'll make sure you make a lot of money because the more money he makes, the more money Trump makes. You know what I'm saying? Pathetic little prick that he is. Uh, doesn't look like Jim's here today. He had a problem yesterday with the. He said he couldn't make any comments yesterday, and I was talking to him, and I don't understand that because it looks like it's here, like everything's okay, but I don't know if I did something wrong or what, because everything's on as far as I can tell. But I'm not exactly a boy genius, 80-year-old fat guy sitting here just bullshitting his life away. So, anyhow, uh, as we were saying, moving right along. Like I said, I'm suffering a lot of vertigo today. I don't know what it is. Could be a lot of things, Could be I'm just the heat or whatever, I don't know. Let's see, market tanks, client, the climate, which nobody seems to care about, because you see, we're geared to dealing with wanting. When we deal with something, we want immediate gratification from it. We want that from our politicians. We want it from everybody. Well, the same thing goes when you're looking at a problem. All right, if that problem's 10 years down the road, fuck it. Let's not worry about it. I want to make money, and this is how we make money now. This isn't going to make, I don't want to have to wait 20 years to make the money. I want to make the money now. I'm not going to be here in 20 years. That's not, I'm talking relatively about Trump. That's the way so he's not out to save his family or anybody else's family. He's out for whatever happens today. I'm sorry about that. I got a piece of hair that keeps dropping down. Oh, well. Anyhow, so you understand what I'm saying? Donald Trump don't give a shit, and the rest of the world don't give a shit because they're all concerned with immediate gratification and they don't worry about long-range problems. Even Musk has slowed down with his rocket thing now. I don't know where he's been. I can't find out anything. Tesla's tanking with the stock market, but they also are losing the business or worldwide. Now I don't understand that. He's not doing anything, so something's going on. He's planning something really horrendous. But as I was saying to people the other day, I said, there's a guy that he doesn't want to be president. He wants to be king, and he's looking to be king of emperor of Mars. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, he's young enough, but I don't think he'll live through the trip. At his age. So unless they can find a hypersonic way of getting him there, you know, which I think is what he's working on. As soon as he can do that, he's out of here, and he's going to set up his kingdom on Mars. He should do it on the moon first, but he doesn't think fast enough. He likes Mars because Mars makes him more money. The rockets are more expensive. He makes billions of dollars off the rockets. I don't know whether his insurance company pays for his failures or what it is, but he doesn't seem to be losing money that way. Although he's down to $740 billion, he doesn't have a trillion anymore. So I don't know where those losses are coming in, but he's got that huge, huge pay package from Tesla, which is just the fact that that company stays in business with that kind of pay package is amazing. He's basically legally stripping the company of its finances. So that's a good old. That's that. Okay, that's a good old Musk's politics. Well, Jim, I guess you missed me today. I'm sorry about that. There were a couple of people that showed up yesterday. That was nice. But for some reason, they couldn't make comments. And I don't, there's no S as far as I can tell. I go along and look at everything, and everything's set just right. We're all set for live chat. Uh, like I do every day. Everything, all the settings are always the same, and all of a sudden they can't do that. And I don't understand because I don't change anything. You know, what time is that? 11:35. Wow, is that late? I stayed outside longer because I couldn't walk back because I was like really, really dizzy. And, so I stayed over there with my friend, my good friend. Well, she's not here. She's hot. She's in front of the fan. She's smart. She's sitting in front of the fan. This is a dog that loves to sit in the sun and everything like that. She just loves to be outside. Doesn't care. She understands. She won't walk in the asphalt. She'll walk on the concrete and sit on the concrete, but she won't walk on asphalt because asphalt's really hot. And so you figure she loves the heat. She does, but then when you turn the fan on, she moves over on the bed right in front of the fan. She's like a foot and a half away from the fan. And the fan's just blowing. She's happy, sleeping away. It's all right. She's happy. I'm happy. That's what it's all about. It's like a wife. Dogs are like wives. Keep them happy so you can be happy. Oh, they deserve it. She's my bodyguard, my best friend. Worries about me when we're outside, all of that. So anyhow, I don't know what else to talk about really. A lot of people are beginning to believe that Trump is insane, uh, but they still support him because he's easily managed, he's easily influenced, and easily managed. But until American soldiers start dying for no reason in the streets or in like another country or something like that, I guess we'll be satisfied with this prick. I'm not satisfied with him. I mean, I said this a long time ago, you know, oh, long time ago. I said this. I said I can never be in the same room with that man. I just can't do it because the temptation for me to run up and smack him in the face would be just too great. And it wouldn't do any good because he's too stupid to realize why he's getting smacked in the face. He doesn't recognize mistakes, and if he does, he ignores them because he can't admit that he's wrong. He can't admit that there's something wrong with what he's doing. Uh, Nobody likes him. He was at the game last night. I heard a lot of boos. There was some cheers. There was some cheering. That's just Florida. What can I tell you? Old Jews, whatever, like him down there. Didn't seem like the team was that anxious to talk to him. Uh, but this kid for that place for Indiana is the real deal. I'm sorry, you could see Heisman Trophy winners. They win. They know they won the trophy, but and he became the MVP of the game. I'm not. No, I don't know whether he can make it in the pros because I don't know whether he can read defenses as fast as in the professional defenses as fast as he can college defenses. But this 2 years. This team went from never winning a conference championship or national championship to being the national champion with this new coach. And of course, this kid went out yesterday. I mean, if you saw the running touchdown he scored, he dove into the end zone to help his team win that game. He gave up his body for it. He came out of it all right, but I mean, he risked body and soul. He was risking millions of dollars when he dove like that. If he lands wrong, his career's over. That's just it's one thing to run; it's another thing to leap into the end zone. So, but he did it. He came out of it all right, and he's well worth the investment, folks. And some teams are going to get themselves a very very good quarterback, but this is a situation where I wish that he could choose what team he wanted to go to. You know, because I would tell him to go to the Colts, but the Colts have a good quarterback. He just got hurt, just like Bo Dix, two great quarterbacks leading their teams to the semifinals or whatever into the playoffs and whatnot, get hurt at the last minute, and it's all over. That's the thing about that. It's that after this year, I think teams are going to look at backup quarterbacks a little better this year. Especially Colorado. I think backup quarterbacks are going to become a little bit more valuable after this year. They always were supposedly, but we'll see what happens there. Some of these guys can actually play really, really, really good. They're great quarterbacks. They just didn't. Whatever the problem was, whoever drafted them didn't look at them properly or something like that. These guys have to be. They always tell you about quarterbacks in professional football. They have to be in the right situation. What's the right situation? I don't know, man. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play football. Go fuck, get out there and do the game. Stop the bullshit already. All right, listen up. Go find that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. I don't know what's wrong with the chat today, and I don't know where Jim went, but hope he's all right. Hope he's doing well. Hope he isn't working. That's a disgusting thought. Work. Oh my God, how can anybody do that? Uh, and listen, I'm not rich. I'm so far from being rich. If I was, this is true. If I was in the United States, I wouldn't be able to pay rent where I was living when I left. Okay, I wouldn't be able to live there right now. When cost of living's too high, everything's too high. I don't have enough money. Anyhow, folks, take care of yourselves. All right, be good to each other, and I will talk to you tomorrow.